Ooh, that looks tasty.
Welcome folks, Today the Hungry Gamer is back with the 2025 Beatrice the Board Game Dog Game of the Year Tournament announcement. And for those of you that don't know, when most games come in for review, Beatrice the Board Game Dog takes a picture with them, and that is the first thing that goes up on social media. And she's developed a bit of a following. In fact, she's actually been sent games specifically, not for review, specifically sent because they just want a picture with Beatrice. And in fact, as you can see right here, she has actually made her way into a couple different game universes. And what you've been seeing on the screen now are all of the pictures that got posted this year, this calendar year, on Instagram and Facebook and all of those things. And every single game that I still have in my collection and is not a prototype is eligible for the Beatrice the Board Game Dog Game of the Year tournament. And the way it works is there is a bracket that has been created, as you can see on the screen right now, and everybody has the opportunity to print that out and fill it out and then upload it to the folder that you'll find down in the description. And make sure you put your name on it, make sure you put your email on it, and you're entered. The only other thing is, I'm not quite sure how these giveaway things work, so you gotta be at least 18 years or older in order to enter. And so what'll happen is, for each different match that you pick correctly, you'll get points, and the further into the tournament that you go, the more points each round is worth. And the way it works is, there's only one truly scientific way to pick which game is best in Beatrice's world, and that is blueberries. And so what'll happen is, there'll be a blueberry placed in front of each game, and Beatrice will come down the hallway, and whichever one she eats first, that is clearly, scientifically, objectively, the better game. And then of course she will usually eat the other blueberry as well because she doesn't want the other game to feel bad. She loves that game as well, she just likes the other one a little bit more. And whoever happens to be the winner will get this amazing seal that they can do whatever they want with. And the most exciting thing for you all, the viewers, is there are prizes galore. So every now and then I do giveaways on my channel. And there are so many very generous publishers out there that will donate games for me to give away at conventions, for my own giveaways, so many, and they are so very generous. But never are they more generous than when it is time for the Beatrice the Board Game Dog Game of the Year tournament. This year, there are, let me count, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 different prizes to give away. That means the top 8 finishers are going to get a prize, which means I gotta figure out some tiebreakers. So I'll tell you right now what the tiebreaker will be, because 8 people, that's a lot of winners. So the tiebreaker will simply be, did you pick the ultimate winner? If you did, that's gonna be the tiebreaker. If neither one of you did, who got further along with their ultimate winner? And if it's still tied, I'll probably let Beatrice pick via blueberry. And that's the way it works. And for some of these prizes, it is able to go anywhere in the world. A lot of them, particularly the ones that I'm shipping from my house, are available free shipping in the continental United States. You are welcome to claim those if you are outside the continental United States. It just means in that case you'll have to cover the difference in shipping for what it would cost me to ship it from my house here in San Jose, California to, say, New York City. Whatever the difference is, that's what you'll have to cover. And obviously if there's any kind of duties for going to different places, all of that kind of stuff. But here are all of the available prizes that you can pick up. And I got them written down because I don't want to miss anything. There's so many. First off, we have a deluxe critter kitchen courtesy of Cardboard Alchemy. Cardboard Alchemy is a big fan of Beatrice the Board Game Dog. In fact, Peter Vaughn of Cardboard Alchemy last year may or may not try to influence to a successful conclusion, influenced Beatrice the Board Game Dog into picking Andromeda's Edge last year, as he happened to be in the area and gave her lots of scritches and lots of blueberries. And every blueberry he said, "You're going to pick Andromeda's Edge, aren't you?" So we have a deluxe critter kitchen. We also have, courtesy of IV Games, I'll say IV Games has been a past winner. In fact, they actually were the winner of the very first one of these tournaments. They have given us a deluxe 10 to send out. Additionally, one of my favorite open world cozy, not super cozy, but cozy games, Lands of Galzir. That one's going to be available in I believe, Europe and all of North America. It's going to be sent out directly from them. Additionally, we have the second year in a row, a copy of Iridia. Now this one is not a physical copy like last year. This time it is a pledge. They have a campaign going right now as I'm recording this. The campaign may or may not be over at the conclusion of this, but they have been very kind to, for the second year in a row, offer up one of the copies for this tournament. This time, of course, it will simply be a pledge that you will get. So it will be shipped out to you anywhere that they're able to ship. Next, we have from Fight in a Box Games, all of their small box games. That's all of their backpack-sized games, and that includes one of my perennial favorites, Mouse, Cheese, Cat, Cucumber, but also the Gangs of Mechanical Corners. It includes Puppy or Poop. It includes Squirrel or Die, Hedgehog Hop, and I am forgetting one. Yes, Processing as well. All of those games going out. Additionally, we have, courtesy of All Play, we have a copy of Merchants of Andromeda, which will also be coming directly from them, so there's a little more leeway with where that can be shipped. Next, we have, courtesy of Off the Page Games, a retail edition of Harrow County. This is a really cool area control game with lots of different faction variety and a cube tower built right into the box. Very clever game, very cool game, and it's really great that you have an opportunity to get that. And finally, we have what I think is the all-time greatest con game in the world, and that is Lightspeed Arena. Now, unfortunately, there are actually no copies of the core game available in America. However, they were kind enough to offer up the 2 expansion boxes, which doesn't sound like that's very useful because, well, you don't have the core game. But the way Lightspeed Arena works, you can actually play with just those 2 boxes. But basically what it means is it is Lightspeed Arena for 2 players that's available right now, and at some point you will be able to get the rest of the game. That doesn't sound very exciting, but let me tell you, it's so worth it. The game is so much fun. So there you have it, folks. What you are going to find down in the description are a couple of things. You'll find a link so you can download the bracket. Once you have filled out the bracket, again, make sure your email is on there. Make sure your name is on there. I actually would prefer it if you could put your first and last name on there because you know what? Sometimes people got the same names. And if I get a couple brackets with the same name, there's no way to differentiate. I'm not going to include them. So please put your first and last name. I'm not going to use your emails for anything other than emailing you if you are the winner. Once you have filled out your bracket, make sure you fill out the entire bracket. Every now and then people leave weird ones off. Don't do that. Just guess. If you don't know, guess. It's fine. Then what you'll do is you'll have to upload it to a Google Drive folder. There is a second link down there that takes you to that folder. Just upload it into there. Once you've uploaded it, I'll have it. I'll be moving them kind of in and out of the folder every so often. And so that is how this is going to work. This is one of my favorite times of the year. I love doing this. Beatrice loves doing it. And yes, this year will feature the return of the Beatrice cam. She has her own personal GoPro, her own little harness, so you will get to see her perspective as she cruises down the hallway to chomp on some blueberries and pick the greatest game of the year and the only truly scientific game of the year competition in all of the world. I'm pretty sure that's accurate. But as always, if you are excited about this, please like, subscribe, share, maybe become a channel member. As always, thank you so much for watching. Have a wonderful, wonderful day.